Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. This is the 9th of the Four Ways videos. Now, Four Ways consists of Mike Peace, Sam Angelo, Tomislav Tomašić and myself, and on the 1st of each month, American time, we each post our version of a project set by one of the group. This month, Mike decided that we would do a Christmas ornament with Christmas coming up. And so I have a lump of timber here from which I hope to make a little bell with a bark rim. That's the idea anyway. What I have in mind is a bell with a natural edge bark rim. Come round rather like that. It'll be thin. Up on the top here there'll be a little more strength, a bead, maybe another little bead, and then the cord will come down through a hole in the middle. There'll be a kind of clanger thing here to kind of swing around, and then that'll come down to another little bead so that I can swing the whole cord. This is an offcut off the end of a log. I was cutting off the ends because there were splits there. There aren't any splits around here, so I'm thinking in terms on the other side. I've oiled this so you can see more how the grain's going to look. So my bell bark down here, looks so it's going to stay on, will be coming out of here. Now, I don't need a particularly large bell. I think it'd be very easy to make this much larger than it needs to be. So broadly I'm going to be cutting small bits like that. I'll probably lose a bit off the other end, but essentially I think I'll start off with what is a square section, so it'll be there. It's just about the length of the pen by the look of it, so there to there. So I'll cut that in, and that will be the blank. So what I have here is a spur drive. It's actually made from an old 4-spur drive. Now I ground 2 of the spurs away. So the aim is to get this at right angles to the lathe axis. So it's going to be on the skew a bit. And I also want to have the lower sides in much the same plane, which they look as though they are at the moment. And the first thing is to get a foot on this so that I can grab it if it all comes loose on the spur drive. And I'm going to rough this down as I usually do with a 1/2-inch spindle gouge. This is the 3/8 flute. Came loose there, just tightened it up. Now if I go on cutting that way, the long grains here, end grain here, that's likely to break away, so it's much safer to come in from the bark, even though you're going to be cutting against the grain, not the recommended way. This is basically face work, so face work you would normally cut from larger to smaller diameter. Now the spur drive is beginning to bore into the wood a bit, that's okay. Just tighten everything right up, see how that alignment is. Could be better. So I'm just going to take this around slightly to there, and then just see where the alignment is right. So the bark at the moment is better in that position. put another little foot there, or another little shoulder I can grab with a chuck. And just shorten that so if it has to, the chuck jaws will, or that lower bit will all fit into the chuck jaws. See how we're going up here. Quite a bit of flat, so yeah, it's quite a bit to come out. That's using really the whole of the right wing. Still a little bit of flat there. Pretty well go on the other side. Good, so now I'm beginning to get near my, what will be the bell shape, so I can start shaping the top part. And I'm going to come down with the deep fluted bowl gouge, 1/4 inch. That's not cutting so well. Come back to the spindle gouge. Feels better. Let's check the rim. Yep, that's, oh, there's a nice little bit of a knot or something there. A splash of colour coming down. Bells often have a little shoulder, so I might just make the shoulder the same size, or the right size for the chuck jaws I've got, and slightly larger than that. And cut this with the 1/4 inch spindle gouge. Little shoulder in there. I suppose it's a question now of what shape bell I want. I have an old school bell which has a shoulder on it there. We'll do that. And then I'll shear square, no I won't. Come around here with the spindle gouge again. I'm now going to tilt this up on edge and shear scrape, which is the safest way to go around across the bark that I know of. Just taper that down a bit. I don't need all that shoulder. Right, I'm just going to more or less part this off, get it down to almost nothing, and then a little push as it comes to a stop, and that should just break off. So these are the small shark jaws going on a Vicmark VM100 chuck. Grip there, and I'm going to be able to rechuck this and take any marks off later, but I don't anticipate having any marks. Now that needs to be sanded just to reduce the friction in part when I have my hand there when I'm hollowing. And this is 320 grit. Doesn't need much, this wood works very nicely. This is going to get hollowed out with the deep fluted, small deep fluted ball gouge. Let's get a bit out and then get the light, because the way to gauge this wall thickness is going to be with light. Doesn't need to be ultra thin, but be quite fun to do. And for that we need a light. So I have my little support here and this light. I just don't want it right in my face, but I would like it clear of the chuck. I'd forgotten that could be a wee bit sharper on the nose. Just bring that up a fraction. So the tool's almost horizontal. Light's coming through there quite well. So lining the bevel up here with where I want to go. Do the rest with the round nose scraper. The main hazard here is getting too far into the corner where there's the little shoulder on the bell. Give it a slightly tighter curve, just a 3/4 inch. I'm going to take out a teeny bit more in there. There the little lump is in the middle. Just pivot the tool up through the lump, and it goes away. Oh, I've forgotten the light. I can probably need a bit of weight up further up. So that is that gets sanded. 320. Beeswax. Some up the outside as well. There's the waxy sock. Got to be very careful of the edge catching here. So having built up the heat on the inside, then I can bring it up and kind of do towards the rim. That's while the wax is still hot. Looks okay. Good. Now I need to know where the inside is in relation to there, and it is at the bottom of that bead. So now I need a little chuck to put this over. Go with that one. So it's always worth keeping these odds and ends of ingrained stuff so that you can make chucks for this kind of situation. So that's going to... Now this is a centre work piece, so that gets dealt with skew chisels. And the gouge. I'm dealing with a very slight slope, so hoping that will go on and stay on there. So use the small spindle gouge, the 3/8 spindle gouge. Got to go very gently here, no pressure on the wood. That shoulder is going to come off. I'll do that with the scraper. It's a very slight radius on it, so I can get a bit of a curve in there. Now we're up to the place where I need some kind of a little detail up at the top. Maybe a bit cheeky and just do a longer curve in there against the grain, and I hope that's going to work okay. Got away with it. And come back with the scraper again. I've yet to get a hole up the middle. There's a teeny hole there where the center was. So I'm going to do this with a very small drill. It's I think it's a bit less than 1 millimeter, and I'm going to do this by hand. If it goes in dead straight, should be fine. And the motor didn't like it. Oh, there we are. And I can feel it's gone all the way through. That's good. I was going to turn that, but I think I'll just sand it quick while I'm ahead, as I've heard students say so often. There's enough wax on the sock to do the job. So slightly thicker towards the top, but it's fairly thin down here. So that's the bell part done. So the little beads are going to come out of the same material. This is the olive, the long jaws here. A bit of there. I'll stick it right back in so there's not too much whip. So this is now center work. Grain running parallel to the lathe axis. 1/2 inch skew chisel. I no longer have a 1/4 inch, that's what I'd probably be, or 3/8, probably what I'd use otherwise. Now this is going to be the bottom one. I want somewhere to hide the knot at the bottom of the cotton. So that needs to get undercut. Basically what you need for this is good eyesight. Right, so that's one bit that's probably almost smooth enough that it doesn't need sanding. But it will be anyway. One little knob. I need another little knob. And this one doesn't need to be countersunk, and I've already got the hole there, so I can drill a little bit deeper. Right, so this will be the clapper in the bell, so that can be all kind of rounded. You need to have a bit of weight, so I'll just make it a bit bigger. Feels like a bit of a flat, and there is. And I know from previous experience that it's useful to have little balls top and bottom of the opening in the top of the bell. Right, that hole will be inaccurate, so we'll just turn the whole thing round. And where that hole's got to. Whoa, a little catch. Right, let's get rid of all that. I've still got a hole there. That is the turning done. Stringing the bits together inside was difficult. Helps if you have a pair of tweezers. And this is on a sliding knot, so it just tightens everything up. And I could have had a thicker cord, because at the moment this doesn't hang absolutely as straight as it might.